Maybe you don't need to be more productive. Maybe you need to learn to pause, self-reflect, remind yourself of certain things, and then do that more regularly, more consistently. Let me explain. Every single person watching this would like to engage in their tasks better, with more intensity, more regularly, more consistently. Tasks related to their projects, their habits, and tasks related overall to building a life that they want to live, a better life for themselves. However, here is the problem. Because we are living in a certain type of society, which I will also explain, we always think that both the problem and the solution are to be found on a technical level. What does my routine look like? What is my time management like? Am I productive enough? Do I know how to be productive enough? And all things that we consider are on this technical, practical level. Now, a side note. I actually work with people and help them with their time management, with their routine, with their capacity to be productive. Of course, a lot of that is connected to my work with people on their attention and their ability to focus. However, precisely because I work with people on these things, I know that's not the entirety of the picture, and that's not even the most important part of the picture. What we leave out because of the society that we live in is the deeper picture. Now, I'm mentioning the society that we live in. Well, is the society that prioritizes the analytical mind, is the society that wants to measure everything and express everything in numbers. And you don't have to trust me, just look around and reflect on the world that you're living in. All those things that can be measured are viewed as the most important things, the most valuable things. Often, if something cannot be expressed in numbers, in numerical values, it is considered as not really valuable or not really important. And that's the type of society that we are living in. Again, don't trust me, look around. Well, what do we forget when we always focus on numbers, on the practical, tactical, analytical side of things? We forget the depth of ourselves, the depth of our psyche, the depth of our souls, the depth of every human being. And we forget to ask, besides our capacity to be productive, besides our routine, structure, time management, again, all things that I value, we forget to ask about our commitment, our intention, the clarity of our values, which informs the clarity of our goals. So I have a very simple challenge for you. If you're at a sticking point in your ability to do better, more work in your tasks, or if you're even struggling to engage in your tasks, for a moment put aside atomic habits, for a moment put aside whatever is the latest framework on how to be productive, and reflect. Go for a walk or sit with yourself or write and ask, am I clear on why this is important for me in the context of my values? That will maybe lead you to the question, what are my values? If this is something that is important for you and aligns with your values, and to go deeply, is important precisely because of your values, not just it aligns, no, precisely because it's so deeply connected with your values, that's why it's important. Let's consider that. Okay, so what is the problem? The problem then is in intention, commitment. Why is the commitment or intention lacking if this is something important for you? Sometimes it could be the case that you have just gotten complacent with reconnecting to your story, reconnecting to your mission. What is the mission? Where are you headed? Renew your commitment. If you've ever been in a long-term, successful, loving, romantic relationship, You know that you don't make the commitment on the first day of being together and never again. That's how relationships fail. And I think a lot of us here can relate to the concept and experience of a relationship failing because one or both people have gotten complacent with their commitment. Is the same with your relationship, with your goals, projects. You have to renew your commitment. Preferably renew it every single day. So when I said at the beginning of this video, you need to pause, self-reflect, and then I said remind yourself of certain things. Remind yourself of the values. These values have hopefully informed that particular goal. And then out of that goal you extracted those daily tasks and activities that you want to be doing but you have been struggling to do. Or if in the process of identifying or remembering your values you see that this goal isn't aligned, then this process stops. But now we are considering that it is aligned, goal is there, you have extracted these tasks and activities from that goal. What is something else to remind yourself of? Just to remind yourself of the commitment that you have made in the past and then renew it. Intention. Okay, what is the strength of my intention? If it's lacking, also let me refresh it. Who am I trying to become? Where is this goal taking me? How will I feel when I achieve this goal? Or how will I feel as I move towards this goal? The second one being more important and more relevant. Remind yourself. The practice of gratitude, which is something that has completely changed my life. And I have been practicing it for years, every single morning. Sometimes for 5 minutes, sometimes for an hour, depending on the season of life and depending on the time that I have available. But the practice of gratitude is not the practice of you feeling immensely grateful every single morning. It's the practice of reminding yourself of the things to be grateful for so that you might feel grateful. And yes, you can be in a season of life where you do feel immensely grateful every single morning for months. But you will arrive at a period of life where it will be a practice of reminding yourself. The same is with your intention, with your commitment, with the dedication to your mission. Remind yourself. Repetition produces feeling. Not waiting for the feeling so that you can then engage in repetition. So once again, friends, if you haven't been engaging in your tasks at all, or if you've been struggling to engage in them with more intensity, better, more consistently, more regularly, pause before addressing all the technical aspects, before looking for the next productivity hack or the next nootropic supplement. Pause, reflect, take yourself for a walk or sit down and just be there or write and ask yourself, where is my commitment? Where is my intention? Where am I headed? More importantly than all of these, or prior to all of these, is this even aligned with my values? Is the clarity of the mission and purpose and goal here even? Then my commitment and intention, where are they? Can I renew them? Where am I headed? Who am I becoming? Remind yourself so that you get that spark back. And then let's see if you even need any new productivity hack, if you need more coffee, if you need another nootropic supplement. More often than not, I think you will find that your inner resources are far greater than you ever thought of. Thank you. Trust yourself, love life, stay strong, never feel sorry for yourself, light a fire in your heart, and go beyond.